Did you know that the Monroe Doctrine declared that the Western Hemisphere was off limits to European colonization? Well, if not, you're going to find out today. So let's get started. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Virtual History 360. I'm Mr. Wade, and today we are talking about the Monroe Doctrine and how it aided the United States in its goal of manifest destiny. You see, this is during the era of good feelings, the time of optimism and nationalism following the War of 1812, when America felt strong and confident. A time when we were united under a single political party on a national scale, of course. Now, while we were still a young nation, we had just, quote-unquote, defeated England and now viewed ourselves as the powerhouse of the West. Now, of course, this is also the time when European powers had defeated Napoleon and could once again set their sights on colonizing in the Western Hemisphere. So, in his annual address to Congress in 1823, President James Monroe declared that the United States was going to take a stand regarding European expansion and colonialism. He said, and I quote, "In the wars of the European powers in matters relating to themselves, we have never taken any part, nor does it comport with our policy so to do. It is only when our rights are invaded or seriously menaced that we resent injuries or make preparation for our defense. With the existing colonies or dependencies of any European power, we have not interfered and shall not interfere. But with the governments who have declared their independence and maintained it, and whose independence we have, on great consideration, and on just principles acknowledged, we could not view any interposition for the purpose of oppressing them or controlling in any other manner their destiny by any European power in any other light than as the manifestation of an unfriendly disposition toward the United States." Unquote. Listen, I know this sounds like a lot and it's a fancy way of saying it, but really there are just 4 points being made by this declaration. Number 1, the United States would not interfere in the internal affairs of or the wars between European powers. Number 2, the United States recognized and would not interfere with existing colonies and dependencies in the Western Hemisphere. Number 3, the Western Hemisphere was closed to future colonization. And number 4, any attempt by a European power to oppress or control any nation in the Western Hemisphere would be viewed as a hostile act against the United States. This is what we know today as the Monroe Doctrine. Now, it didn't really get that name for about 30 years, it was just his declaration, but the idea is held. But in and of itself, that's a flexible term because, President Polk didn't interfere with events outside of the United States when European came over. He appeared to be more interested in the protection of manifest destiny and our spread across the continent, and in doing so, keeping foreign countries off of the land we wanted. And then, fast forward to World War I, of course, and the promise to avoid European conflicts was officially forgotten, and that trend has continued to this day. So, what do you think? Do you think that the Monroe Doctrine was effective? Do you think this is a good example of diplomatic assertiveness? I want to hear from you. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's have a good conversation. While you're there, go ahead and hit that like button for me so YouTube knows to share this video with everyone. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If that button is red, let's go ahead and turn it gray. And be sure to check out my other videos like the ones you see to the side over here. Now, if you want to learn more about manifest destiny, click on the video at the top. Now, I also have other history videos, both US and world. I have civics videos. I even have videos that I shot in 360 that you can look all the way around. So do yourselves a favor, check them out, because I know you're going to like them. All right, for Virtual History 360, I'm Mr. Wade. I'll see you next time.